Hey guys, how's it going? So today I am going to do another Play or Neigh review, and today I am going to look at XCOM 2, a game that has been or was released on the 3rd of February as far as I can remember, and I have been playing it since then, and I have over the past few days played it quite a bit. I would estimate around 30 hours or so, and I have reached a consensus on what I think about the game, whether it is good or whether it is bad. And over the next hour and a half or so, I will show you guys exactly what I think is good about the game, what is bad about the game, and all of that. And then at the very end I will tell you exactly whether you should play this game or whether you should stay away from this game. So first off, as you can see, the game is relatively good looking. It is actually much better looking than the previous game. The previous game was XCOM Enemy Unknown, and I will be referencing that game throughout this playthrough. So if you haven't played XCOM Enemy Unknown yet, it's at the moment I think like $10 on Steam, so I would actually suggest that you buy and play that game, and then if you like that game, then you can consider playing XCOM 2. Because XCOM 2 is $60, which is quite a large amount of money. Usually only AAA games charge that amount of money. I wouldn't consider this to be a AAA game. It is certainly a very good, very polished game overall, but yeah, I don't consider this to be a AAA game per se. But we will get into that a little bit later. So first off, let's look at the options. The options have everything that you would possibly need from a game. You can adjust the master volume, the voice volume, the music volume, and the in-game sound volume. So that is all of the stuff that you need. Of course, as always, when I record, I put the music volume a little bit lower, because that isn't all that useful, since it sometimes drowns out your voice when you want to record. So all of this is pretty cool. You can even put the characters in the game on their native language, and we will get to that in a little while. But basically this game has some relatively good German, Spanish, American English, UK English, Australian English, French, just a whole bunch of different voiceovers that you can take advantage of. Then the video settings are not that extensive. It's just basically windowed mode, window borderless mode, which I'm in currently. That basically allows you to alt-tab to something different without your game being minimized. I really quite like that. I really appreciate a game that has that setting in. And then it has also a full screen mode. The resolution is on 1920 by 1080, which is basically 1080p, but of course I then render the video at 720p. So you also have VSync, which causes a little bit of a problem on my PC, so I don't have that enabled, and I don't have frame rate smoothing enabled either. I'm not too sure what it does. It doesn't tell you. I would have really liked them to give you a little bit of a tooltip, like here when you hover over it, it's supposed to show you a tooltip, but they didn't bother putting that in the game. So I don't really like that. I would much rather prefer a game that gives you tooltips. So I'm not too sure what that does, but since I started playing the game, I didn't have it enabled, and the game has been running perfectly as far as I can see. So adding this, I don't know what it would do, but yeah, I didn't have it enabled since the very beginning. So generally for this game I just put auto detect settings, auto detect graphics, whatever, and it threw out the graphics like this. It can go one step higher. Basically everything was on high. It can go to maximum, but I've ran it at maximum and my PC runs it at about 30 FPS, which isn't good. I don't want my game to go below 60 FPS. So on the current settings which I have it, the game runs pretty smooth, but we will get to the performance of the game in general once we start playing the game. But the game looks very pretty as it is, as you can see, and I am running it on basically high. Across the board it is running on high. Just for your own information, I have a 960 Ti OC 4GB graphics card with a high-spec i5 processor and 24 gig of RAM. I know 24 gigs is way too much, but I do rendering and stuff like that on my PC. So the requirements for this game is quite high. You can even go look on Steam. The requirements is really high, and you should really have a relatively high spec PC in order to play this on even high. Like I said, when I put this on high as it is with my current PC, I get a little bit below 60 FPS. I actually struggle to stay at 60 FPS. So if you have anything lower than basically a 9 series NVIDIA card, then you should really just do a little bit of research first whether your PC will be able to run the game or not, because otherwise you will be forced to either lag the entire game, or you will be forced to put it on very low graphics. And to be honest, a game like this you won't enjoy if you play it on very low graphics. So yeah, just a word of caution, the requirements for the game is quite high. So yeah, obviously dirty lens effect I don't have on, because that basically puts speckles and a bunch of shitty artifacts on the screen to give it a more quote-unquote realistic or gritty kind of a effect, but I don't like that at all. It basically just makes the screen dirty. And screen space reflections I also don't like. That is basically reflections that, like for instance when you look into the sun, then there is like a circle thing that happens with rays and shit towards the sun. I don't like that at all, so I put that off. But otherwise everything is on. And of course depth of field just blurs the entire screen except where you are looking, so that's not good at all. I always put that off in any games that I play. The gameplay is pretty self-explanatory. Action cam I have put on for you guys. I actually normally play the game without the action cam, since it just takes up more time for the animations, but for the purpose of this video I'm going to leave it on. Autosave on, show enemy health bars on, and the interface basically is just your keys and your scroll speed and all of that. So basically, like I said, the options are everything that you would normally need. I don't have a problem with the options. It covers pretty much all of the stuff that you would normally need in the game. So we are just about ready to jump in. This is one thing that I find quite cool about the game. Any characters that you have created inside the actual game will show up here in the menu. This is actually my most powerful character, with all of the exact customizations as I have it in the game. So it's pretty cool that your actual characters show up here in the menu. So you will see I have done over 90 saves, which is quite a lot, almost 100 saves during the past week or so that I have played this game. It doesn't display my playtime, but you can see that I have so many saves that I cannot even scroll down to the very first date that I have played. So we will start with, I think it was this one. Yeah, not the very top one. So in general, the very first loading screen that you encounter will take about 20 seconds. All of the loading screens after that will take about 10 seconds, but of course this is dependent on your own computer, your own computer specs and all of that. So you might have faster or slower loading times. One thing that I did notice though on Steam, on the Steam reviews and on the Steam forum for this game, is that a lot of people, like really most people, complain that the game crashes. Like, they complain about frequent crashes. And that's very strange, because I have not gotten a single crash through all 30 plus hours of the game time that I have invested in this game so far. I have not experienced a single crash yet, so I'm not too certain what the reason for that would be. Maybe I'm just lucky that my rig, my computer and my operating system doesn't have a problem with the game, but that is just something to take note of. There are a lot of people on the Steam forums that are complaining about frequent crashes for the game. So people have generally been reviewing this game very low, like lower than what you would expect for a game like this. So I am certainly not one of those people. If I had experienced any crashes or anything like that, then I would certainly tell you guys about it, and it would certainly influence my decision, my final decision on the game. But since I have not experienced any crashes like that, the game has been running pretty smooth for me. I am actually pretty happy with the performance of the game. So just take note that if you play the game, you might be in the majority of people that are experiencing crashes, since I am certainly in the minority, since many people have been complaining about crashes in the game. So if you have played XCOM Enemy Unknown or any of the previous XCOMs, you will immediately see, or you will notice, that this is the ship interface, the building interface basically. On the previous XCOMs you could also build exactly like this, with the rooms and all of that. You build your facilities and stuff here, and depending on what buildings you select, your gameplay experience will differ. So if we go to facilities here, you will see that I have it set up like this, with a workshop in the middle, and the workshop actually gives all of the adjacent buildings, like the power relay, shadow chamber, power relay and Scilab. All of the adjacent buildings get a bonus, I could say, with these gremlins, workshop gremlins. So fortunately I had the foresight, I could say, to plan my building of my buildings of my facilities in advance. So I knew that this mechanic was going to be in the game, and I built my workshop in the correct position. Many other people have complained about the fact that your positioning in the game is quite important, and you don't realize that until much later in the game. Now, You can delete your facilities, but that basically costs a whole fucking lot, because once we have built a facility, it takes, like, let's say 10 days in order to build this facility. And then of course it takes supplies. You can see my supplies here at the top right. And so you delete it. That basically means you lose 10 days and all of the supplies that you have spent. And then in order to build it again, you have to spend that amount of facilities again, or supplies again. And you have to wait the full 10 days once again. So it is really punishing to delete buildings. You cannot just move buildings around, which is one mechanic which I really would have wanted to be in the game. It would have been so much easier if the game developers would have just allowed you to move buildings around or swap buildings around. That would have really made the game much easier. But I'm not really complaining about this, because as I said, I planned my buildings in advance. But a lot of other people have been complaining about the fact that destroying one of your buildings is really punishing, and it costs quite a lot of resources and time. And you will see in the game, time is extremely important. The whole game basically revolves around time. For instance, if you want to create an item, then it takes for this item 6 days, and if you want to create this one, it takes 7 days. For this one, 6 days, and you can see here I'm creating an item at the side, and it is going to take 5 more days. Also, to create facilities, it takes days to complete. To excavate these bottom parts of the facility, it took 30 days, and that is quite a shitload. To do research, it also takes time, like this one takes 3 days, that takes 3 days, that takes 2 days, and the current thing that I'm researching also takes 3 days. But there are certain stuff that you have to research that takes 10 days or upwards. Also, stuff in the shadow chamber, which is also kind of researching, that also takes like 10 days and upwards. It takes quite a lot of time. So basically you do a bunch of stuff here, like you build facilities, and then while you have to wait 10 days or whatever, you go out into the world and you explore the world and collect resources. Now this is the world. If you click on bridge, you will get presented with the world map. And if you have played XCOM Enemy Unknown, then you will immediately recognize the map, the way the map works. It's basically different countries, and you move from one country to another country in order to set up different bases. And what bases you have determines your advantages throughout the game. So you get different advantages like increased research speed. So because I am in control of this area and this area, I get 2 out of 3 for the research speed. And because I control this area and this area, I get a resource cost reduction for hiring new recruits. So basically the land that you control determines the bonuses that you get, and some of the bonuses are quite good, like this one, where I get 10 extra power for my ship. Now power is quite a difficult commodity to come by in the game, because you get power from your power relays. So this is a power relay and this is a power relay, and you can see currently my power that I have used is 45 out of 53. So I only have 8 spare power at the moment, so that is cutting it quite close, you could say. And when I upgrade this thing, because it isn't yet upgraded, then it will take even more power. So in the end I am going to be right on the edge of the maximum amount of power that I can use. And also in order to communicate with new countries, in order to settle in new countries, you need resistance comms. It's like a communication center. I have one fully upgraded resistance comm center here, and then just a normal resistance comm center here. So before you can expand to different lands, you need to build those resistance comm centers, and that will allow you to populate a new country. So this country isn't yet populated by me, this one either. There's a few that I haven't yet populated. That one also not. That one not either. That one also. That one also. That one also. So you see there's quite a bunch of stuff that I have not yet made contact with. I would say I'm about 75% through the entire population thing, but there are quite a few places that I have not yet gotten to. This last place is actually quite powerful, since once you have populated South Africa, West Africa and East Africa, you then get additional upgrades, like additional upgrade slots. So that is very much a powerful thing, I could say, since the default game only allows you to put in 2 upgrades into your weapons. So with this you will be able to put in, by the looks of it, you will be able to put in 5 upgrade slots. So that is a more than a 200% increase in upgrade slots. So you can see that clearly the places that you choose to colonize throughout the game really makes a difference. So my gameplay will be much different from your gameplay, since obviously you will choose different countries to populate. So that is one thing that I really like about the game. You can play the game through once again, like a second time, and your second time will be different. So just about each and every playthrough that you do or that I do will be different from each other's playthrough. So there is very much a variation of uniqueness throughout all of the gameplay. So that is something that I really like. So generally that is how the game goes. You don't start out with a ship. You acquire your ship, I think, on the second mission, and then you start populating the ship. You only start with one top building, and then you build all of these other buildings, each one giving a different bonus or a different how can I say, a different advantage throughout the game. And you then go out into the world through the bridge, and you assault different places. I'm going to assault a place just now. And so you assault different places, and you get supplies, intel, Illyrium, alloys, and you also get different engineering guys and different science guys, and that allows you to build up your ship even more, and so on and so forth. So those are the basic, 2 basic parts of the game: the ship interface, and then the map interface, as you see it here. The third and final part of the game is the combat. That's basically the 3 different parts of the game: the ship, the map, and the combat. So I'm going to jump into combat here for you guys quickly, and I will attempt to obviously not spoil anything. So I'm going to attempt to choose missions that will not spoil any story elements, and I will also avoid telling you guys about any stories elements, since there are some quite large how can I say, plot twists, I guess you could call it, in the game. So I would not want to spoil those for you guys. So I'm going to assault this place right now, and then I am going to tell you about the squad system and the combat system of the game. So I fly over there, and each time that you fly it takes a little bit of time from the overall how can I say, the overall game time, you could say. So this is my general squad. You start out with only 4 squad members, so at the beginning you can only select 4 squad members, and then as the game goes on you can then unlock additional squad slots, and you can then unlock additional squad members. Now you start out with only how can I show you guys, let me remove that one. You start out with only rangers. You only have rangers. Oh no, sorry, you start out with soldiers, just normal recruit soldiers at the beginning, and they basically have just a normal firing weapon like that, a normal automatic kind of a weapon. And later on you can then unlock more weapons. If I can show you here, this is the loadout screen. You basically customize your guys here. So if you go to loadout, you basically start out with the normal assault rifle. As you can see, the damage there at the side is 325 damage, and the size of the clip is 4 ammunition. So you start out with that, and then later on you get guys that can use cannons and shotguns and sniper rifles. And then, like my guys, I have 4 snipers in my squad. My guys have gotten from the normal sniper rifle, they have gotten after that the Gauss rifle, and after that comes the plasma lance, and then after that comes the upgraded plasma lance. Of course you can see I have named my my plasma lance weapon, my upgraded plasma lance, the lobotomizer, because you can actually customize the name and appearance of your weapons. So I cannot do it from here, but I will show you guys once we get back into the ship that you can actually change the color of your weapons, and you can also add different enhancements onto your weapons. So apart from that, you can also customize the color and appearance of your armor, which I will also show you guys a little bit later. So you start off with this armor, just the normal shitty armor, which provides basically no benefits. And then after that you get this armor, the Predator armor, which gives you 4 additional health and an additional utility item slot. And then after that you get another type of armor, which I didn't even bother unlocking because it would just unnecessarily take supplies. And then you get the Warden armor, which is pretty close to the best armor in the game. Now this armor gives you 6 HP and 1 additional armor, and it also allows you another additional utility slot. And then also with the pistols, you start out with a normal pistol, which does 2 to 3 damage, as you can see there at the side. And then you get a mag pistol, which does 1 more damage, minimum and maximum damage. And then you get the beam pistol, which is the best pistol in the game, which I currently have, and that pistol does 3 damage to 6 damage. So that is the best pistol in the game. So as you can see, there is a quite large variety of weapons that you can do. You can also go here, then you can change the color and appearance of your weapon. As you can see, you can make your weapons red or brown, basically any damn color that you would want you can change your weapon to. But generally I have found it best to make every class a different color. So my snipers are blue. My grenadiers, or grenadiers, however you want to say it, are yellow. So this is one of my grenadiers. You can see they have much more yellow accents, I could call it almost. And then the other class which I sometimes play with, but not very often, is the specialist. The specialists I have made green. So that's basically the only classes that I play with. There are many other classes. There are guys like the Psi Operative, which is a special class which you only unlock much later in the game, and you actually also have to unlock a special building. You have to build a special building in order to get these guys, where with all of the other guys there is no building requirement. Only with these guys you have to build a building, and then you have to especially train them before you can actually get these Psi Operatives, but they have some very cool special abilities. And then there are also Rangers, which are like basically they are melee guys. They fight melee with a sword. You can see their sword on their back. So I don't like them very much because my playstyle very much depends on range. I like to be ranged much more than melee, and I also think range in the game is king. Basically, if you just keep enough range between you and the enemy, then you will never lose, and that has so far been true for me. Now this guy is my main guy, I could say, although you will notice that all of my people are females, and you can actually make your squad just how you like. So you can make them all females, all males. You can make a mixture of both, anything that you want. You can even change their nationality, you can change their language, you can really do a whole shitload of how can I say, modifications to your squad and how you want your squad. So this is my most powerful how can I say, soldier, and you will also see her suit is also the most advanced. This one gives where the second most advanced suit, which the rest of my squad has, gives 6 HP and 1 armor. This one gives 6 HP, 2 armor, and it allows you to mount a heavy weapon. Now you get 2 different heavy weapons. You get, or actually you get more than 2 different heavy weapons. I just haven't unlocked the other ones. So currently I have the heavy weapon rocket launcher and the heavy weapon plasma blaster. So you can see there at the side the different how can I say, the different damage and range and radius and all of that that you get from the different weapons. So I will choose the plasma blaster for this mission, and then on the next mission I will choose the rocket launcher. You also start out without any utility items like this, basically just with a frag weapon, with a frag grenade, but then after that you unlock a whole bunch of different ones, and I choose the armor piercing rounds for this guy. All of my other guys also have different weapons, like this guy has dragon rounds, which sets your opponent on fire. This one has poison rounds, which poisons them. This one has tracer rounds, which increases their aim. This one has crit rounds, which increases your crit, basically. Talon rounds is the name of that. And these guys are my grenadiers. They launch grenades all over the place. So basically I have 4 snipers and 2 grenadiers. That's how I choose to do my squad layout. But you can do, there are 5 classes in total. You can do a combination of any of those 5 classes, but in my opinion the sniper class is the most powerful class and the grenadier is the second most powerful class. But instead of simply going full out with 6 snipers, I have found it best to take 4 snipers and 2 grenadiers. So that's basically it. Let's jump into the game. As soon as you have chosen your squad, they will then go into the ship. The ship will then launch into a little cutscene and you will then fly to the location of your next mission. And the loading time will then start. There is a short briefing of the mission and what you need to do on the mission, and after usually about 10 seconds or sometimes 15 or 20 seconds you will then be able to enter your mission. This time the loading time was around 10 to 12 seconds, but as I said, some people have complained that the loading times are too long, but for me 10 seconds is absolutely fine. Although of course, as I said, the game will very much depend on the computer that you are playing it on. So perhaps other people, the reason that they are complaining about long loading times is because they have a weak ass PC. So if you have a weak PC, do not expect to get 10-second loading times. You will probably get more in the region of 25-second loading times, since that is what some people are reporting. Some people are saying that they are taking up to a half a minute on loading times. So I'm quite fortunate that I am getting 10-second loading times with my PC. So after the short explanation of the mission, you then just press launch, and after another short cutscene where your guys drop into the field, you are then in the game.
Menace 1-5, hostile forces are attacking the outpost. Eliminate all enemy units and protect those civilians. Advent came in hot and so did we. You won't have a concealed position for deployment on this one.
So, this is the map basically. Now on this mission I have to protect civilians. This is one type of mission. You basically get protect mission, you get a VIP mission, and then you just get a mission where you have to acquire something and kill all of the guys around it. So in this mission I will basically just take priority of what do you call it, civilians, protecting the civilians. First off I will save, and then I will run to there. I will probably immediately run into a guy, into a squad, but that's not really a problem since all of my guys are ranged and they will be able to take care of anything that I encounter. Okay, so luckily I didn't encounter anything. One pro tip that I can already give you guys after playing as much of the game as I have is that normally you would play the game and you would just like right click and your person will run to there, for instance. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It takes basically like 6 seconds of loading time and running time, you could say. So in order to avoid that running time, I basically select a position. So like I will click there, for instance, and then I immediately click on next soldier, and that basically allows you to skip the loading time. That's just a little pro tip that I have for you guys, since that will save quite a lot of how can I say, frustration throughout the game. So let's take my grenadier and we run over here, and then we will launch a grenade on top of these guys. Let's take the incendiary grenade and we launch it over there.
Heads down!
And now they are burning. At the beginning you only have normal frag grenades, which just cause basic explosion in a small little area like this, just the normal frag grenades, but later on, by spending a little bit of resources, you unlock more advanced grenades. You get frag grenades, poison grenades, incendiary grenades, just basically a whole shitload of different grenades. So let's shoot that guy. As you can see, they are quite a far distance away. Like if I zoom out, then you can see they're like a screen away, but my guys are high enough level and I have kitted them out to the point where they pretty much always get 100% hit rate on any damn thing that is in the open. So that is just the cool thing about snipers, and why I am of the opinion that snipers are the most powerful thing in the game. So as you can see, I put the action cams on for you guys, and basically each time that they shoot or anything that they do, they will get the action cam. So that is basically what the action cam does. That's why I left the action cam on for you guys, because it just allows you guys to see the different graphic options, kind of, I could say, the graphic coolness of the game in general. It allows you to see the weapons and the faces and all of that much closer when that action cam comes into use, but it becomes a little bit repetitive after a while. So that's why I said at the beginning, I actually normally, for like the past 20 hours that I have played the game, I actually played the game without the action cam enabled. So I can see here is a guy hiding behind the rocks, so none of my guys have line of sight on him for some reason. It's a little bit strange, because I mean they should be able to just shoot right through there, but it's not a problem. I will just reposition to here, for instance, and then I will shoot him. Move to there and fire on him. And as you can see, my grenadiers also have a very powerful weapon. They have a plasma cannon. It's also the best grenadier weapon in the game. So we will run to there. Basically, in this type of mission, you have to come within the circle of the civilians, and then the civilians will run back to safety. And you have to save as many civilians as you possibly can in this mission type. So we will just advance our squad ahead little by little and send that one there and send that one there, and then we are done with our turn. So I will just stay quiet for a little while so that you guys can hear the different sounds and all of that.
Suppressing fire on target. On your order. Weapons empty. Can't engage. Hostiles pacified. Understood. Moving out. Armor still holding. I'm running low on ammo. Orders confirmed. On the move. Enemy down. On the move. Go on, head to the ship.
Okay, so that's a little bit weird that what just happened. It showed 67% accuracy, but then the accuracy just went away, so I don't really know why that happened, but we will just write it off as a fluke, because that has never happened so far in the past, whatever, 30 hours that I've played, so we just hope that that is a once-off little glitch that happened. So here, now I have one guy in trouble, because that guy was burrowed and he basically ambushed me, so let us shoot this guy. And then we will attempt to dissuade that other guy from attacking, although I would have wanted to get a shot from here, but unfortunately I cannot. So let's run to there. Yeah, no, to there will be the best. I think there will be the best.
On my way.
And then I won't be able to kill him with one shot, almost definitely, so let's just try to kill him by dealing 10 damage. Yes, critical, that is excellent, so I got quite lucky there. So that will be the end of my turn. Unfortunately, I do not have many healers in my party. I have one guy that is carrying a medical kit, but I usually just save that for the most damaged guy in the party by the end of the match, but currently I already have 2 guys that are seriously damaged and 1 guy that is just a little bit damaged, so I usually try to not end the mission with any damaged guys, since for every health bar that is missing on your guy, you have to send the guy to the infirmary, and they then have to go through a period of recuperation. So that isn't all that fun, since you cannot use that guy, you cannot use that damaged guy while he is in that recuperation period. So I'm definitely going to use my medikit on that guy, because she is quite close to death. So let's see, I should be able to kill this guy with 1 hit. Let's do this. Yeah, I actually need to move away from there. Or if I can shoot from this side. Yes, that's actually a very high percentage. So let's try to kill this guy. Okay, that's good. 1 hit wonder. And now we only have to worry about that other guy. This is my guy with the medikit, so I need to move him forward. And I need to move this one backward a little bit.
On your order.
And then I can use my medikit.
Come on, get back in the fight.
There we go, that's good. And this one needs to rush forward.
Location confirmed.
And I still can't shoot from this side. I can shoot with my pistol though. So let's use the lightning hands, which allows me to shoot 1 turn for free without using any action points. And then I can shoot again by using my action points. Generally, without taking abilities into account, you are only able to move once and shoot once. It also depends on what weapons you have, but in general you can only move once and shoot once. So, but with with abilities like the ability that I just used, I am able to shoot with my pistol without consuming any ability points or anything like that. But shooting with the sniper rifle always consumes both of your points, both of your ability points or action points.
On the move.
So if I can just get the fucking thing to target both of them, that will be nice. This is another thing that I hate about the game, although it doesn't happen all that many, all that often, but sometimes it is actually quite fucking difficult just to get the game mechanics to work correctly. Because you see, currently, only the soldier on the right side will get damaged by my grenade. And by placing it there, only the guy on the left side will get damaged. So it's a little bit of a fucking ballet to just get the grenade to actually damage both guys, which sometimes is really infuriating. Like there you can see it's the left one but not the right one, and there you can see it's the right one but not the left one, so it's really fucking irritating sometimes. Fucking hell, come on. I hate it when this happens. There we finally fucking go. Holy shit. And that's one thing that I don't really like about the game. In certain situations like that, it is incredibly difficult to just do something as simple as damage both of those guys with your grenade. But as you see, in the end I managed it, but it's really not all that fun if you have to wrestle with game mechanics in order to just get something as simple as a fucking grenade damage down. It's really the game mechanics that are at fault there. They shouldn't have made it so fucking difficult just to throw a fucking grenade. So I will just move these guys forward systematically. Let's see, 60%. No, I'm not comfortable with that. Let's see, can this guy shoot? Oh yes, this one can. 61%, that's not a whole lot. Let's move to there. Okay, 77, that's much better. I will just save quickly. And then let's shoot him for 77%. Hopefully it happens. Fuck yes. And then we can move one of our other guys forward to there. And we can take a 65% chance, sure. Fuck yes. So a lot of the game is based on chance. Obviously it's a XCOM game and XCOM games are always based on chance, but yeah, sometimes you get fucked over by the chances in the game, and sometimes not. It just really depends on how lucky you are, but you can always retry just as long as you have saved in the previous turn. It's not really such a huge problem with the chances and all of that. I actually have managed to not lose a single guy through the entire game. In the very first mission that you do, you are forced to lose 2 guys, but besides that I have not lost a single guy. So oh, and I am also playing on the normal difficulty. You basically get easy, normal, hard, and then impossible. But as far as I know, on the difficulties above impossible, the only thing that changes is the amount of avatar progress that is made, and the amount of resources and shit like that that you get. It's not the actual percentages that gets reduced or anything like that, so that doesn't really come into measurement, I could say, with the difficulty of the game. It just basically means that you get less resources and stuff like that. And it's also not like the AI gets any smarter after normal. On easy, I'm sure the AI are quite a bit more stupid, you could say, but after normal, I don't expect that will change at all, since on normal the enemies are actually quite smart a lot of the times.
I'm all over it. Orders confirmed. Moving out.
So as you guys see there, instead of attempting to get a 42% shot with my rifle, I just simply ran towards him, and instead of taking that 42% chance, I just simply shot him with my pistol. So it's much better to take a 100% kill instead of a 42% possibility of a kill. So you just basically need to know when to move closer and then shoot, and when to take the chance of the 42%. Because obviously with the 42% you are going to shoot with your rifle, which deals much more damage, but with the 100% shot you are shooting with your pistol. But since the enemy was on such low HP, there was no need for me to even take that chance. So with this mission type, after you kill all of the enemies in the area, or once you have rescued all of the civilians in the area, your mission is then complete and you then get extracted from the zone. And then after each and every mission, your kills that you have made throughout the mission gets counted up, and if it is possible, then you get promoted. I actually have a few guys which are on the maximum possible level, so that guy now is the maximum possible level, and that one also, that one also, and that one also. You can see Colonel is basically the maximum level in the game. You cannot go any higher than that. And now that one is also on the Colonel level. So 5 out of my 6 party members currently are on the maximum possible level. And this is why I said that I do not really like having my guys damaged, because these 3 guys will be sent to the infirmary now. And I will show you how long they will be in the infirmary just now. Let's have a look here. Armory, view soldiers. So that one was only lightly wounded, so she will be out of action for a single day. But unfortunately, those 2 guys which I said took big damage, they will be out of commission for 10 days and 13 days respectively. So that is the bad thing. If your guys get damaged, they will not be available for missions for many days, and believe me, 13 days is quite a long time. But fortunately I have like, I don't know, I think around 20 soldiers in total, so it's not really a big problem. The squad that I used just now, they are the best guys that I have. As you can see, all of these top guys up until there are colonels. They are the highest level guys that you can possibly get. And then after that it is the captains, and then the lieutenants, and then the sergeants, and then the recruits. Those are basically recruits. So on my next mission I will be taking a little bit lower ranked guys, but the mission that I just did, the rank of that was very difficult. I don't know if you guys saw there at the beginning when I actually took the mission, it was very difficult. So I basically was forced to take my very best guys out onto that mission, because If I took any lower guys, then they would certainly not only have been gravely wounded, they would have died. So, as I said, I only have lost 2 guys in the entire game so far, and those were both forced deaths, you could almost say. As you can see, it was on the very first mission, Operation Gatecrasher, and those are 2 recruits that you are forced to lose. So I have not lost any guys after that. So now, what should I do now? I just want to think, is there any research or anything that I should additionally do now? I did get something that I should give to one of my guys. Let's see, conditioning. So I got a PCS, which is a personal combat sim. This is something that your guys can only carry one of, and it basically gives them a certain improvement. Like this one gives 4 HP, this one gives, come on, show it. Doesn't want to show it now, but this one gives, oh there it does, 27 dodge, that one gives, and this one gives, come on, it gives 3 movement additional, so it can move further, and this one also gives HP, and there's another one that gives will, and there's a few other ones that also give stuff like extra damage, extra accuracy, stuff like that. So if I can show you guys the different customizations that you can do on your soldiers, on each and every one of your soldiers you can do this actually. If you go customize, this is all of the stuff that you can customize. You can customize their hair, so basically you can get a whole different variety of hair that you can give to your guys, dreads and all of that shit. You can also change the color of the hair to a whole bunch different colors. You can also change the eye color, but I mean, why would you want to change that really? It's like you will never even see the eye color in game. And you can also change the race, which basically just gives a little bit of subtle changes to the face. As you can see, race 0, they don't explicitly say it, but race 0 is white, race 1 is black, race 2 is Asian, and race 3, I'm assuming, is more of a Mediterranean type face, because as you can see, the second one has a kind of a more tan colored skin, and this one has a longer face, so it's more Mediterranean, but they call it race 0, 1, 2 and 3. And then you can also change the color. You can actually make the white race very dark by just selecting that skin over there. So you can change your skin color also for all of the 4 races. Then you can also change the armor color. You can make it yellow or blue or pink. You can make your entire squad just the fucking way how you want it. But as I said, I make my guys color coordinated so that I know the blue guys are my snipers, and the yellow guys are my grenadiers, green guys are my specialists, and so on and so forth. So some of the armor colors look really quite cool, especially with the current skin which I have on. You can also change the underlying colors, so that's basically the accents and all of that. You can change it to whichever color you really want to, like green with blue, or white with blue, or red with pink. You can do any variation of those colors. You can also change the weapon color, as I've already shown you. You can also change the voice. You can make it American English, UK English, Australian English, also French, German, Italian and Spanish. Those are the only voices that you get, or the only languages that you get: Spanish, Italian, German, French, and then a few variations of English. For the purposes of this playthrough, I wanted to make all of my guys German, but you guys won't probably be able to understand it, so just the fact that I can understand it doesn't mean that I should torture you guys with German, which you won't be able to understand. So you can also change the stances and general attitudes of your guys. There's by the book, which is basically a very like, I don't know how to explain, like stoic kind of a stance. Then there's laid back, there's just normal, there's twitchy with her moving around the whole time, there's happy-go-lucky where they are smiling the whole time, hard luck where they are downtrodden, and then intense where they are constantly ready for combat. So those are the attitudes. And you can also change a whole bunch of like hats and stuff. You can really get a whole bunch of hats, ski masks. A bunch of this stuff is only available in the DLC. There is a DLC available for the game, but it costs $20, by the way. So a lot of this stuff you will only be able to get once you purchase the DLC, which I won't really recommend, since the DLC only gives you kind of appearance items. It doesn't actually add anything to the game. It's only appearance items. That's the reinforcements DLC, as far as I can remember. They are apparently going to release more DLCs eventually that will actually add more classes and stuff like that to the game, but the game has only been released a few days ago, so they're probably still working on those DLCs. So I'm just basically showing you guys all of the other different accents and stuff that you can get to the game. You can even put a cigarette in their mouths, and you can change the pattern. You don't have to put a pattern on, but then it looks very bland, or you can choose a wide variety of different patterns and stuff like that, zebra stripes and stuff like that, which will certainly confuse the enemy. But in my opinion, the wild pattern looks the best by far. You can also put tattoos on their arms. You can put different face paint on the faces. You can change the tattoo color. You can put scars on their faces, like a whole bunch of different scars and stuff. And as I showed you guys with the helmets, you get like eye patch and a whole bunch of different weird helmet accessories. So that is the physical appearances that you can change. You can also change the character info. You can change the last name, first name, nickname. You can write a little bit of a biography for them. You can change the gender, and you can change the nationality. There are quite a few different nationalities also in the game, but only the French, German, English, any of the English countries, and any of the Spanish speaking countries, only those guys will get voiceovers. It's not like Venezuela or Korea or Russia or any of those have the voiceovers. Only certain languages like Spanish, French, and all of those. So those are all of the different customizations or physical customizations that you can do that alter the appearance. There is also the weapon upgrades, which you can do. For my sniper rifle, I have put in a advanced scope, which increases the aim by 10%, and I have put in a superior autoloader, which allows you to reload for free for 3 times. Basically, you don't consume any action points for 3 reload turns, you could say. And then you can also change the name of your weapon if you want to. And yeah, that's basically all of the customizations that you can do. There's obviously all of the abilities, all of the skill point stuff, but that you obviously choose when you level up. And yeah, that's all of the customizations, and you can do all of those customizations to each and every different guy. So you can make each and every guy look different. So you can really make your squad just how you want them. There are quite a bit of people on social media and Reddit and stuff like that that have chosen to make guys after famous people. Like I saw a Keanu Reeves type guy, and a bunch of other actors also, so you can really make them any way how you want to customize them. And then if we go to the Guerrilla Tactics School, you can also purchase a bunch of basically passive skills here. Like these are constantly active on your entire party, so they are quite expensive. Like this one costs 150 supplies, which is quite a lot since I only have 170 currently. That's why I haven't purchased it yet, but it's not like any of my soldiers are ever going to die, so I didn't want to purchase this. But you buy a whole bunch of passives here, and this is also where you purchase the squad size increases. They are also quite expensive. I think the squad size number 2 costs somewhere like 200 supplies, and that is quite a lot, since to build a building costs 200 supplies, so that is quite expensive. And here in the proving grounds is where you purchase or where you research experimental stuff. So experimental ammo, experimental grenades, armor, powered armor. You also get the best suits in the game here also, but it takes 5 days to create these suits, so they are quite difficult to do. To create them for each and every one of your party members, or at least your 6 main party members, would take 30 days, since it takes 5 days for each one. So currently I only have a war suit equipped for my main guy, my main soldier, which is this one, and that is the war suit which I have equipped for her. All of my other guys have the normal suit, although it is the most advanced suit in the game, except for the experimental suits. So basically it's the best armor in the game, unless you want to spend 5 days and a shitload of resources to craft these advanced suits, because they really do cost quite a lot. I mean, they cost 50 supplies for each one, Illyrium cores and Illyrium crystals, just a whole bunch of shit. They're really quite expensive, so you will only be able to give these to a select few of your soldiers. So yeah, that is all of the soldier customizations that you can do in the game. I think I will do one more mission, and then I will conclude the video. Okay, so let's see which mission I can take. Let's see which ones I have here. Okay, that's a story mission, so I obviously don't want to do that one. Any raid missions are story missions, so I'm gonna stay away from those. Let's see this one. Oh, I can get a scientist there. Scientists are quite rare. I only have like 6 of them at the moment, so that will help me increase the speed of my research. So I think we can do this one as a final mission, and it is a protect the device mission. So it's not the same mission as what I previously did. Previously I did a kind of a rescue mission with the civilians, so this one will allow you guys to be able to see a different mission type, so that will be good.
Setting course for the Western European Ward.
So there is one thing about this avatar project here at the top, but I feel that explaining that to you guys will give away some of the story, so I will rather not explain that to you guys. Basically all that you need to know is that that is a kind of how can I say, it's a kind of a timer, and if you don't succeed in finishing the game before that time, then obviously bad things happen. So that's basically all that I will tell you guys about that. It's just like a kind of a timer thing. So let's see here. I want to take one of my lower level guys, not that one because it is already the maximum level, so I want to level up some of my lower level guys. So I think I will not take Maggie Murder. I will rather take Danica Darkness over here. So now I have 3 snipers and 3 grenadiers, and then I will just do this and do, yeah, that's not required. Basically that one will allow you to unequip all items which are currently equipped by any of your other party members. So that will allow you to take any of the special items which they may be carrying, like these special grenades, and then you can equip it for your own guys. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. This one will get the med kit, and he will also get a special gas grenade, and no, that one needs a grenade still. So actually I should give the grenade to that guy right there, and then he can get special tracer rounds also, and that should be good. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get to show you guys the plasma blaster in the previous mission, but I think I will be able to show you guys in this mission. Basically the 2 options which I currently have are the rocket launcher and the plasma weapon. The plasma weapon shoots in a straight line, and the rocket launcher shoots in a big area. It's like a big grenade basically. So the plasma blaster is much more extravagant, I would say, so I would rather show you guys that one. So that's it. I think we can go just like this.
Sky Ranger. Menace, ready to deploy.
A hacker working for the Resistance installed a data tap along the Advent network in this area, and the data they're retrieving is critical to the aliens' latest operation. Recon suggests the aliens are already moving to destroy the device. That data is too valuable to lose, so we're moving in to secure the area, eliminate all hostile contacts, and protect that gear.
Okay, so at the beginning of this mission I will just stay quiet for a while so that you guys can hear a little bit of the game sounds and all of that.
Hostile forces are already moving to destroy the data tap installed nearby. We need to lock down the area and secure the device at all costs.
Good to go. On it. Got it covered. Got a group of hostiles over here. Time to motor. Stepping off. Roger that. Moving to position. Heading there now. Confirmed. Heading there now. Good copy. Moving on target. Understood. Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out. Roger. Holding. Holding position. They're not getting through. Area on lockdown. Locking them out. Heading out. Get ready for a surprise! We're spotted! Hardly did anything. I nicked them.
Okay, so that was quite the efficient laydown of fire by these guys. The battle just started and all of the enemies are basically already on half HP, so that is pretty good. So now we will launch a grenade over there. Try to poison both of these guys if we can. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. I have to say that probably my biggest problem with the game is that some of the battle mechanics, like shooting grenades, is a fucking pain in the ass. I mean, it shouldn't really be so difficult just to shoot a fucking grenade. Oh well, that was a very unfortunate teleport for you guys. Now you are going to eat another acid grenade.
Take this! Contacts pacified.
Okay, so I obviously only have this guy left to deal damage. That one, basically all of them are going to be alive in the next turn, so that's not really good. So I should actually try to kill as many of them as possible. Let's try to shoot that one, although it's gonna be a little bit difficult. Okay, no, let's go after that one rather. I think I should have a pretty good chance to kill him. Let's move to there and shoot the incendiary. Let's just see. Well, I can actually kill both of those, or at least kill one of them, definitely, so yeah, let's do that.
Throwing grenade!
I just had a frame drop there down to 15 frames. That's one thing that is a little bit bad about the game. It's not very well optimized, or at least it's not as well optimized as one would expect from a game of this caliber, and that is partly where the frame drops comes in. A lot of people on Steam and places like that have complained about massive frame drops. Even Total Biscuit, who has 2 Titan X's in his PC, has complained of frame drops. So even if he fucking gets frame drops, then you must know there has to be something wrong with the optimization of the game, because you're not supposed to lag on any PC with 2 Titan X's. It just should not happen. So yeah, that's one of the things that certainly is a little bit of a irritation, but I've played 30 plus hours of the game and I haven't found it all that irritating. Dropping down below 20 frames here and there really doesn't matter all that much. It's really not such a huge problem, but if you are playing the game on a lower spec PC, then I can certainly see why it might become a huge irritation. Because then perhaps you would get frame drops down to 5 FPS or something like that. So then I can certainly see it becoming a problem. So yeah, the optimization in the game is definitely a little bit lackluster, but to be honest, I haven't been hit all that hard by it. My PC runs the game at 60 frames per second all the way. I really don't have a huge problem with how the game performs or anything like that. I'm relatively happy, and I mean the game looks pretty damn good. Even on high, like I said, I'm not playing it on the highest graphics, and it still looks pretty damn good. So yeah, another cool thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that all of the objects in the game, like houses, trees, rocks, anything like that, it's all destructible. So if a enemy is hiding behind a house or in a house like this, you can just simply blast a hole in the house, and that will obviously blast their cover up. It will get rid of their cover. So that is something that is really quite cool. The game is totally destructible. Everything is destructible. So that is something that is really quite fucking awesome. So basically my objective in this campaign, in this game, is to stop them from destroying that computer over there. And I can do that by either destroying all of the advent. Oh, that thing is strong. Or you can just hold out until the computer is secured. But that thing over there is a massive pain in the ass. You can see how much HP it has. It is probably one of the strongest things in the entire game, so that is going to be a little bit of a problem. So I can shoot it through the window, but I think first I want to perhaps get rid of the window. Let's see how far this thing's range is. Okay, so it doesn't go all the way over there, but I can also shoot it through the window. So let's, I think, no, first I need to get a grenade on their asses. So let's go and see if we can shoot a grenade over there. Oh yes, we can, right through the wall. How do you like that? So let's shoot it over there. Oh, at least it's through the window. Okay, that's good. That shredded a little bit of its armor, because explosions shred away some of the armor. And then we can shoot it with a rupture. Rupture makes it take increased damage. Oh, and it was a critical, a 13 damage critical. That is quite fucking powerful. Okay, now my snipers will be able to tear it apart. Let's just see, this one had a good line of sight. Nice, 12 damage. And I should possibly be able to finish them off with another grenade. Oh, no, I couldn't, because I did a double move there. I almost forgot. Okay, let's see. Well, they are simply going to die through fire damage, since they are all standing in fire, so it's real fine. I don't even need to bother shooting them anymore. They're all going to die through fire damage. So let's run over there.
Location confirmed.
And you are going to shoot a robot. Let's see. Run over there and then maybe shoot it with a pistol. Yeah, shoot it with a pistol. Yeah, and the pretty cool thing is that that thing explodes after it has been destroyed. So that actually worked against the enemies there because he was still between two other enemies. Okay, that flare there means that people are going to be deployed right there in the next turn. So I can set up a massive ambush here if I want to.
Moving to position.
So we will put him on Overwatch. We will put her on Overwatch. And put her on Overwatch also, although I don't have any more ammo. Thanks to my free reload, I can just reload. And move there.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
And reload. And you move there.
I'm going to go.
And reload or Overwatch. And you can also Overwatch. So as soon as these guys drop down, they are going to be obliterated by all of the Overwatch.
I've got eyes on Advent troops.
How the fuck did she miss at that fucking short distance?
Get it together.
And she shot through 2 trees and a car and she hit him.
Right on the margins.
Okay, well, that was some really shitty shooting. Okay, but now I can just finish them off. Let's see.
Hostile terminated. Need a resupply. We're green to go. It's still moving.
Okay, time to use the plasma blaster.
This is gonna be hot.
And that should do it.
Kill confirmed.
Status confirmed. All hostiles are down and the area is secure. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
So that was easy enough. So basically you get that type of mission where you have to protect a certain point. You also get a VIP mission where you either have to kill or escort back to your ship a VIP. Then you also get those civilian protection missions which you saw at the beginning, and then you also get some missions where you have to hack into a certain computer which is on the other side of the map. Those are the general mission types, basically 4 or 5 mission types that you get throughout the entire game.
Commander.
And I got my scientist, yippee. So yeah, that is pretty much the game. As I said at the beginning, you get this ship interface, then you get the map interface where you fly around and do different missions, just basically to collect resources, and then you spend the resources on your ship, which is right here. And then there is also the battlefield interface, which we just saw. Obviously that is the general game, and I have to say it is pretty enjoyable, especially if you like turn-based games or tactical turn-based games. It is really quite fun. I'm sure that people who like stuff like Heroes of Might and Magic, those turn-based games, will also like a game like this. And of course it is made by Firaxis. Firaxis are the developers, and Firaxis have also made all of the previous XCOMs, like XCOM Enemy Unknown and all of that. So yeah, that is pretty much the entire game. Now, putting aside all of the problems that other people have experienced with the game, like constant crashes, some people have reported also massive frame drops, which I haven't experienced at all either. Putting aside those problems which you may encounter, I think it is still a pretty damn good game. The only thing that I do not like is that the price tag for the game is $60, which is a lot. I mean, you would normally only pay $60 for AAA titles like Witcher 3 and Metal Gear Solid 5, like massive games like that. This game is certainly not a massive game. You will be able to play this game through in 30 hours, maybe 40 hours, depending on your playstyle. I'm quite a slow player, and I am also a completionist, so that is why I will play the game for about 40-45 hours before I finish the game. But if you just play the game normally, you can expect about 25 to 30 hours out of this game. So yeah, if you are fine and content with paying $60 for a game where you will only spend about 30 hours playing it, then sure, I would definitely recommend that you get this game. But otherwise, if you are not a huge fan of the genre, and if you don't really want to pay $60 for a game that will only keep you busy for about 30 hours, then I would rather say that you must wait until this game goes on sale. Now, that is obviously only going to be in quite a while, since the game only was released about a week ago, so you will probably only be seeing this game go on sale in a month, maybe 2 months. But I will definitely still suggest that you buy the game, since the game is still new and they have already promised 3 DLC packs, and they said that those DLCs will contain a new class and also new weapons and new customizations for your soldiers and all of that. So I definitely think that the game is still in its infancy, and that there will still be a lot of content ahead. But that being said, this game is charging $20 for DLC, so in addition to the $60 that you are going to have to pay for the game, you will also have to pay additional $20 for each and every DLC that is going to be released. Now, there's already one DLC released, so you will have to pay $20 for each and every DLC. So it is quite a fucking expensive game. Too expensive for what it gives, in my opinion, but obviously I pay that amount so that you guys possibly don't have to. So yeah, basically the only reason why I pay that much is so that I can give you guys the opinion, and you guys then maybe don't have to pay that amount, since you can see exactly what the game is like before actually paying for it. So yeah guys, my general idea and my general consensus about the game is that it is really quite a cool game, and I think that you should probably play it. So yeah guys, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Ah, Hero, we were just talking about you.
This burden falls to you. Join me. We don't have much time.
Thank you. It's the least you can do to support this. The Alliance needs heroes like you more than ever.
I thank you.